Okay, just want to do a video today of a place that we were told about yesterday when a woman came to buy some tulip chairs from us. We came up to Havre de Grace to their historic district, and she told us about a place called JoRetro on Washington Avenue, and Tim and I have walked through it, but it is amazing and I want to show it to you. Don't think that if I show you everything you don't need to come here, because some of this stuff just has to be seen up close. They do have an Etsy shop as well, but I highly recommend, if you are in the Pennsylvania or Maryland area, to come visit. This is, I'll get a better picture of it in there, but I just happened to notice this little sign in the door, which is awesome. I'm going to hope that that means that you may take your dog in there, but I'll ask. This is one of the items in the front display, but a lot of what she has is Pyrex, and I'm so excited looking at different patterns and colors. There's a whole bunch of jewelry and items made out of pieces of it, but there's also furniture and different home decor and table displays of all sorts of stuff. But I know I spoke to Jolene when I first came in, because I had to use the restroom, of course, and asked if she minded if I did a video, and it seemed like she actually would like that, because she's excited that she has all her Christmas stuff up, and I will share in that, because there is some awesome retro and vintage ornaments and decor, things like that. Afghans that we had when we were growing up, the type of weird plastic ornaments. I don't know, not ornaments, I should say they were decorations. I don't know how they made these. My guess is they probably are not the most environmentally friendly at this point, but they've already been made and everything, so that one has a very interesting, fun pattern. And she has some sweaters on the rack you could take a look at, and all sorts of different toys and things like that, and books. I'm not really sure what these are. Obviously they're letter, but sorry over that. I'm just not real sure exactly what they are. Kitchen implements, all of which are probably still very functional. I also love these little trays, because we also had TV trays similar to this. They had the little legs that you would open up and it could sit on your lap. And advent calendars and beautiful little mushroom art. Lots of vintage jewelry. I refuse to step on the scale. But the bike apparently is something that people really like. And then these two. I love the color of these ornaments, and I just don't think that the video does them justice, because some of them are almost like that Turkish teal. And here is one wall of various Pyrex designs, colors, different bowl sets and shapes. I love this. I did pick up a couple of the buttons, and I'm getting a what do you call it, a keychain with the flowers on it. And I believe that's the one that's butter print, I believe. Now, one thing that I've seen that's hilarious is there was a feature, I think on BuzzFeed, that showed how people are showing their love of Pyrex by getting the patterns tattooed on them. And that is actually something I would consider doing. I will show my absolute favorite very shortly. I'll get to it. I think I actually passed one set of it that she had towards the front. I love the Kitchen Primary Colors refrigerated set. This is fantastic. These are some of the more basic, not ones that I am as excited about. But I feel like some of this stuff would show better if I was in portrait mode. But yeah, we're not going to do that. All the yellow. You can feel free, sir. I'm sorry. Okay. I can also pause it if you want.
No, I'm good.
This is amazing. Check out the china cabinet and buffet hutch blendo on it. Beautiful pattern. We see this every once in a while at Goodwill. I feel like I should start collecting it and just bringing it up. Let her sell it, because we've never had much luck doing that. I love the little blue flower there. Blue and green, I should say. Don't know what I just did there. There it is, better. And here's some of the jewelry they've made with different patterns. I'm getting that, but as a keychain. I do love the owls as well. Glassware. This is one I wasn't as aware of, these little pastel ones as much. I haven't seen them, but I also love the idea of these choose and create your own casserole. I would love to have the Swedish pancake recipe. And of course your basic Corningware Cornish flowers. But here is my favorite pattern for some reason, the Pennsylvania Dutch. And I have the containers at home. All of your entertaining needs here. And this little blue and pink thistle pattern is another one that I just love. Don't know why. And we have cookbooks, and check out the haul she has.
Okay, thank you so much. Absolutely.
Okay, bye. That's Jolene over there, the owner. And then these are some of those smocks and things that I know I had a great aunt who wore. And there's where I've been corrupted by Baltimore, saying aunt instead of aunt. Aunt Madge would wear aprons like this all the time. She also has a very extensive LP section. I'm sure you could probably find just about any record you wanted especially if it's probably before 1990. Buttons galore. More jewelry. In all different styles. Not sure who makes all of these, but she also has a really good selection of necklaces and bracelets made out of typewriter keys. Looks like old advertisements. And over there, I think they were probably like library stamps. Notebooks that I don't think I looked at before. I have to do that. All sorts of t-shirt and clothing. I may get a little bit of a view of the alcove with more of the vintage clothing, but I think this is more like newer stuff that, yeah, it has their printing and stuff on it, so. But that is, without a doubt, some vintage, authentic jackets. All sorts of stuff over here. Books and recipe books, baby clothing, very old-fashioned baby pram. This is something I found really cute. A lot of her stuff that she displays on Monopoly cards, and it looks like some very old-fashioned playing cards. But this is where a lot of the clothing is. Some very nice vintage greeting cards. And then this is the clearance room. A lot of stuff that I recognize, and I need to go back and get where she has the little tiny shaped ball as a keychain. All sorts of different buttons and pins. I kind of feel like she took this entire shelf out of my mother's kitchen, perhaps, because that is what my father kept his instant coffee in all of our growing up. And we had various sets of that, I think usually in green. Several of these. But the friends in the vintage finds and unique finds will love to see. That is a little ball that Fisher Price used to sell that had shapes in it for babies, and it still has one of the shapes in it. And there is one of the little tiny salad bowls that you can put, I think a quarter actually fits in it. And then again, another one of the baby balls. And one of the original sippy cup lids too. I only have about a minute and a half left that I can take. I'm also going to say, I just realized the music in the background this whole time, I'm not choosing any of that. It's being played in the shop, so hopefully I don't get dinged for the music. But tin ceiling, I love the lamps, but all sorts of different jewelry and pins. A lot of them kept on the cards that I said, the Monopoly property cards. More little pendants made out of pottery. And the clothing in here is just fantastic. It saddens me that vintage hats were always made for heads smaller than mine. And I want to look at that dress right there with the ombre polka dots. But there are a couple hats over there that I tried on that I just cannot possibly wear. And real quick, this one It is a vintage Christian Dior that I would give anything to fit my head. I'm pretty much going to have to stop the video now because I think I've reached my time limit. But by all means, guys, if you can get a chance to get up here to JoRetro in Havre de Grace, you just have to. It is so cool.